A world-famous idol vanishes into the grueling shadows of the special duties team. The teasers drop. The fandom goes completely silent. And in an instant, the entire K-pop world is turned upside down by a pair of eyes staring down a tactical lens.
Yeah.
Welcome to Starscope K-Report. Join us as we ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
Right, and today we're taking on a massive subject. We're unpacking Taehyung's V's total transformation during his mandatory military service.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we're going to look at the incredibly devastating hidden physical struggles that he endured, and we'll analyze how this complete architectural rebuild culminated in BTS's historic OT7 era and comeback.
I mean, my bias list is in absolute shambles right now.
I can imagine.
Because, you know, when we think of pre-enlistment K-pop visuals, especially for V, there's this very specific image that comes to mind.
Oh, absolutely. The soft look.
Yeah. It was that ethereal, high-fashion, soft-spoken winter bear aesthetic. Like he was slender, romantic, dripping in stage charisma, usually draped in Celine.
Right.
But then he enlists and we suddenly get this staggering visual contrast. He didn't just, do his time. He transformed into this heavyweight tactical operator.
It's a fundamental shift. And, to understand the gravity of it, we really have to look at his specific enlistment choice.
Yeah. Because
he didn't go into the regular infantry. He voluntarily applied for and joined the special duties team. The SDT.
Right, of the 2nd Army Corps, right.
Yes,
Chuncheon.
Exactly. And based on official statements, his reasoning was that he wanted the challenge to be physical, not mental. He deliberately chose, the absolute hardest path available to him because he wanted to push his body to its absolute limits.
Wait, I have to stop you there for a second. Because Special Forces training is notoriously psychological. They break you down mentally to see if you'll quit.
Yeah.
So why would he think going into the SDT wouldn't break him mentally?
Well, that's a crucial point. The SDT does break you mentally, but it does so through physical exhaustion.
Okay.
In the idol industry, the mental exhaustion comes from public scrutiny, lack of sleep, stalkers, trying to maintain a flawless image. It's basically psychological warfare of perception.
Oh, totally. It's so subjective.
Exactly. But the military, specifically the SDT, offers a very different kind of mental challenge. It's a binary physical reality. You either complete the 10-kilometer ruck march or you don't.
Right.
You either hit the target or you miss. He was trading the highly political mental stress of the entertainment industry for the objective, brutal physical stress of tactical warfare.
And he just obliterated those physical expectations.
Yeah.
Because, before he enlisted, he made this promise to the fandom that he was going to get healthier and bulk up.
Yeah, the 24 kilograms.
24 kilograms of pure the netizens were going crazy. They instantly nicknamed his new physique the Ma Dong-sik arms.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Right. Because it was pure action movie muscle on a top-tier K-pop idol, and the cognitive dissonance was just wild.
But that physical bulk wasn't just for show. It was a functional necessity for the environment he chose.
Oh, sure.
If we look at that viral April 2024 promotional video for the 2nd Army Corps, it perfectly illustrates the reality of his service. This wasn't some glossy music video set.
Not at all.
He was operating in severe Korean heat waves, fully decked out in 20 kilograms of black tactical gear.
Oh my gosh, that promo video, the entire timeline just stopped when that dropped.
Yeah, it broke the internet.
You have these intense movie scene-like close-ups of his eyes staring down the camera, and he's just flawlessly executing these live-fire urban combat drills. The domestic Korean reaction, like the K-Nets, it was visceral. They immediately dubbed him Captain Korea. The duality of it all was just mind-blowing.
Well, to understand the mechanics of what he was actually doing in that video, you have to realize what 20 kilograms of gear does to the human body in a combat scenario.
It's got to be awful.
We're talking heavy ceramic ballistic plates resting right on the collarbones, which compresses the chest cavity and makes every single breath labored.
Oh, wow.
Plus tactical helmets, night vision mounts, comms gear, and a fully loaded assault rifle.
Yeah.
When you're doing urban live fire drills, you're rapidly pivoting, sweeping corners, bursting through doors with an extra 45 pounds shifting on your frame.
That sounds like it would just destroy your joints.
It does. It absolutely destroys them. But despite that, The official military statistics completely back up that Captain Korea title.
Because he didn't just survive it, he actually conquered it.
Exactly. I mean, he achieved the rank of Sergeant First Class.
Yeah.
He earned the highly coveted Elite Special Warrior badge.
That's the one with the crazy requirements, right?
Very crazy. To get that badge, you have to hit a 90% accuracy rate in marksmanship, complete a 10-kilometer weighted march in under 2 hours, and pass this grueling physical fitness test that weeds out the vast majority of applicants.
That is insane.
And on top of all that, he was awarded the Military Police Exemplary Award.
It's incredible. But, here's the thing that really stood out to me. As a fan, you see the tactical gear, you see the muscle, and you naturally worry that the industry pressure or the military environment has completely hardened them.
Right, that they'll lose their softness.
Exactly. You worry they lose that artistic sensitivity. But then we got that viral moment at the Chuncheon Veteran Culture Festival in June 2024.
Oh, yes.
He is on active duty, heavily patrolling this crowded public event in his full black combat uniform. He is quite literally on the clock, maintaining security.
Yeah.
And suddenly, he spots Lee Young-hyun from the legendary vocal group Big Mama. And what does he do? He completely breaks protocol.
But in the most respectful way possible.
Exactly, in this deeply ingrained Korean cultural way. He sprints across a parking lot just to deliver a perfect 90-degree bow to a senior artist.
It perfectly illustrates the intersection of his two worlds. He's this highly trained counter-terrorism operator, but he retains that fundamental humility and respect for his musical peers.
I always like to think of K-pop visuals almost like glass cannons in a video game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they're built for explosive, high-damage stage, charisma, and perfection. But physically, the lifestyle makes them quite fragile. The exhaustion, the extreme diets, the constant travel.
Right.
And V basically looked at that glass cannon identity, deliberately marched himself straight into a tank factory, and decided to weaponize his hiatus. He forged entirely new armor for himself.
That is a highly accurate way to frame it.
Ah.
He used the rigid, uncompromising structure of the military to completely rebuild his physical foundation. But wait till you hear what netizens uncovered next.
Yeah.
Because behind the medals and behind the Captain Korea visuals was an agonizing secret that left the fandom in absolute chaos.
Yeah. This is the part of the deep dive that, honestly, it genuinely hurts to talk about. Because we saw the uniform, but we couldn't see the invisible trauma underneath it.
Right. And the first crack in the armor was revealed through an Instagram post made by a fellow soldier who served directly alongside V. This soldier detailed the brutal reality of what V was actually going through. He revealed that V was pushing through severe chronic shoulder and thigh injuries.
How did something like that even happen? Is it just from, the running?
Well, no, it's from the specific nature of close quarters battle, or CQB training.
Oh.
The shoulder injuries come from holding an assault rifle at the high ready position for hours on end while clearing rooms.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, it puts immense localized strain on the rotator cuff. And the thigh injuries stem from tactical crouching, moving swiftly while maintaining a low profile, all while carrying that 20 kilograms of gear we talked about. It shreds the cartilage in the knees and strains the quadriceps to their absolute breaking point.
And despite being in agonizing pain, he refused to stop. The soldier's post talked about how V still managed to take first place in the punishing winter urban training and the full-arm shooting drills.
Right.
He was even the one loudly shouting to motivate his squad to keep pushing when everyone else was exhausted.
Which is a testament to his willpower, obviously.
Yeah.
But it also exposes the systemic pressures placed on these individuals, and the true magnitude of that pressure didn't fully come to light until the major shock of August 2026.
Wait, are you talking about that Weverse live with the Maknae Jungkook?
Yes.
Because I remember the timeline absolutely exploding in the middle of the night, but the live fan translations were a total mess. What exactly did he confess?
Well, during that late night stream, V casually dropped a devastating revelation. He revealed that over the course of his service, he had suffered a severe degrading hearing decline.
Oh, God.
He admitted that he was left with only 30% hearing remaining in one ear.
30% for a generational vocalist.
Yeah.
For a musician whose entire life and artistry depend on pitch and auditory precision. When the accurate translations finally hit, the entire fandom just broke. We were in collective heartbreak.
Completely.
But the worst part, the part that makes me so incredibly angry, is how it happened.
The mechanism behind the hearing loss is tragic. In the SDT, you're frequently firing high-caliber weapons in enclosed concrete spaces during room-clearing drills.
Right, and it just echoes.
Exactly. The concussive pressure waves bounce off the walls and actually bypass standard air protection. It causes acute acoustic trauma that degrades the inner ear over time. But you're right, the real tragedy is what happened when he actually tried to get help.
Exactly, because when V tried to bring up his physical symptoms, it's degrading hearing, his superiors outright dismissed it.
Yeah.
They told him it was a mental health issue. V literally said on the stream that he was brainwashed into suppressing it, to believing it was all in his head.
It's the toxic collision of two distinct environments that both demand silent suffering. I mean, on one hand, you have the idol industry, which conditions these stars from childhood to never show a crack.
Right. Smile through the pain.
Exactly. Project absolute perfection. And on the other hand, you drop that deeply ingrained conditioning into a hyper-masculine special forces ecosystem where the motto is basically no pain, no gain.
It's a recipe for disaster.
He was conditioned by the entertainment industry to never complain, and the military capitalized on that conditioning. They gaslit him when he actually needed urgent medical intervention.
How does a systemic failure of this magnitude allow a national treasure, someone who is actively serving his country, to lose his hearing? It is so infuriating.
It really is.
And yet, even through all of that gaslighting and physical pain, his protective nature never wavered.
You're referring to the incident with the content creator.
Yes, because right around that same time, a creator posted some behind-the-scenes videos of V from the training camp, and netizens immediately started attacking the creator, accusing them of violating V's privacy and exploiting his fame. And V, who is dealing with his own trauma, his degrading hearing, his shredded shoulders, he steps in. He left this incredibly warm, thoughtful comment on the creator's post.
Yeah, defending them.
Exactly. Praising their time together in the platoon and politely asking the netizens to just stop the backlash.
That emotional maturity, his ability to shield others from the toxicity of internet culture while suffering himself, it didn't just help him survive the military. It became the exact foundation he used to completely reinvent himself the second he stepped back into civilian life.
He really is something else. And hey, if you love staying updated on your favorites and deep diving into the reality behind the glamour, make sure you subscribe to Starscope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
Absolutely. Because while the reality of his service was harrowing, the way he emerged from it changed the global music landscape.
Oh, for sure. Later in this deep dive, we'll talk about the stunning plot twist in this era that nobody saw coming.
Oh, yeah.
The red carpet glow-up that wrecked everyone's bias list and signaled the ultimate OT7 all-kill.
So on June 10th, 2025, V officially completed his mandatory service.
That discharge day was so iconic.
It really was.
You had RM literally playing the saxophone, while V is just standing there holding these massive bouquets of flowers, just smiling at the fans. And his statement to the press was so poignant. He simply said, "I've rebuilt myself."
And the visual evidence of that rebuild was apparent immediately. In September 2025, he made his first major civilian appearance at the VIP premiere for Park Chan-wook's film, No Other Choice.
Oh my God, the aura shift. I remember the photos hitting my timeline, and I just stopped breathing.
Same here.
He showed up in this immaculately tailored blazer, layered over a simple brown sweatshirt. They completely stripped away the glossy, heavy idol makeup.
Yeah, totally raw.
It was just him radiating this incredibly grounded, striking leading man masculinity. The tactical operator had fully merged with the artist.
It was a very deliberate rebranding. He was shedding the boy band aesthetic and establishing himself as a mature, hardened artist.
Right.
And that aesthetic shift perfectly mirrored the sonic shift that was about to happen, because on March 20th, 2026, BTS released their 6th Korean studio album, Arirang.
The OT7 comeback. The moment we had all been waiting years for. It wasn't just a successful comeback, though. It was a seismic shift in how male idols transition into their 30s.
The chart statistics alone confirm that seismic shift. According to Billboard, Arirang hit #1 in over 25 countries globally.
Wow.
In the US alone, it debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, with 641,000 units in its first week. And just to put that in perspective, that was the biggest week for a group since Billboard changed how they calculate units all the way back in 2014.
The Halley Wave just completely dominated. I mean, they racked up 110 million first-day streams on Spotify.
It's incredible numbers.
But I really want to talk about the music itself, because when you listen to Arirang, it feels so vastly different from their past work.
It really does. Based on the official track list, the album is a massive sonic departure. You have the lead single, Swim, which relies heavily on a driving, low-end bass line rather than high synths.
Right.
You have the aggressive, trap-influenced track, Hooligan, and that incredible hidden vinyl track produced by Suga, Come Over.
Exactly. You can draw a direct line connecting V's personal, physical, and mental rebuild to the evolution of this entire album. They completely traded the glossy, radio-friendly pop of Butter and Dynamite for this experimental, deeply layered maturity.
And if we look closely at V's vocal delivery on this album, you can actually hear how he adapted to his hearing loss.
Wait, really? How does a vocalist adapt to losing 30% of their hearing in one ear?
Well, it fundamentally changes how you interact with the music.
Yeah.
When you lose high-end frequency perception, you start relying a lot more on sub-bass vibrations and bone conduction.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so in tracks like Swim, V is singing from a much deeper, more resonant place in his chest. He's anchoring his pitch to the heavy drum kicks and the bass line because he can physically feel those vibrations rather than relying solely on the high-end mix in his in-ear monitors.
Wow.
So the trauma he endured literally reshaped the sonic texture of his voice, making it richer, darker, and just more commanding.
That gives me literal chills. They transitioned from boys to men who are now heavily, almost painfully conscious of the weight of their own legacy. The album explores themes of resilience, identity, and burnout, which perfectly reflects the grueling reality of their military hiatus.
And they brought that mature gravity straight to the live stage. In August 2026, they performed massive sold-out shows at MetLife Stadium to 160,000 people.
Unbelievable.
Seeing them perform these deeply personal tracks with that level of command, especially knowing the physical toll it took just to get back to that stage, it was unprecedented in the industry.
It was the ultimate all-kill. They dominated the charts, the sales, the culture. It was everything the fandom dreamed of and more.
Yeah.
And hey, before we wrap up, just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update from us.
Definitely do that, because when you step back and look at this entire timeline, from the initial decision to join the grueling SDT, through the hidden trauma and the gaslighting, to this historic comeback, it's really a masterclass in endurance. It completely redefines what it means to be an idol in the modern era.
It really does. And, it leaves me with this one profound, lingering question. Considering the immense mental and physical resilience V forged in the SDT, surviving that gaslighting, pushing through agonizing physical pain, and enduring severe hearing loss, only to return and completely command a stadium stage, how will this deeply forged armor shape the raw sonic direction of his inevitable next solo album? Does true, lasting artistry require an artist to be broken down and rebuilt in total silence? You've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.